Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating life of Karoline Leavitt, from her small-town roots to becoming one of the youngest and most powerful voices in American politics. If you're curious about the luxury, the influence, and the behind-the-scenes world she lives in, you're in the right place. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an inside look into the lives of the world's most powerful and influential figures. When we think of rising stars in American politics, the name Karoline Leavitt is one that has quickly become impossible to ignore. She's young, ambitious, fiercely loyal to her political movement, and already holds a role that connects her directly to the most powerful circles in the world. But what does her life really look like behind the headlines? What is it like to rise to national prominence in your 20s, balancing politics, media, and influence, all while building a brand that places you in the spotlight of both admiration and controversy? This is the story of Karoline Leavitt's life, a mix of power, luxury, ambition, and the type of influence that most people spend decades chasing. From New Hampshire roots to national spotlight, Karoline Leavitt was born in Atkinson, New Hampshire in 1997, growing up in a close-knit community. Unlike many political elites who come from dynasties of wealth and power, Leavitt's background was much more grounded. Her parents ran a small business, and Karoline often credits her upbringing in a working-class family with shaping her values. She wasn't born into politics, but she was drawn to it early on, a mix of ambition, curiosity, and the determination to make her voice heard. After high school, she went on to study at St. Anselm College, majoring in politics and communications. It was here that she began building the foundation for her career. She worked at the college's communications center, sharpened her media skills, and became heavily involved in student leadership. What made her stand out wasn't just her intelligence, but her ability to communicate. She had the charisma, the sharpness, and the relentless drive that would soon take her far beyond her small-town beginnings. Breaking into politics. Karoline's big break came when she landed an internship in the Trump White House. At just 22 years old, she was suddenly inside the most powerful office on the planet. She worked as a press assistant, then quickly rose to become assistant press secretary under former President Donald Trump. This was no small feat. She was one of the youngest women ever to hold such a role in U.S. history. Her job gave her front-row access to global politics, world leaders, and media battles that played out daily. It wasn't glamorous all the time, politics never is, but it put her on the map. The experience solidified her reputation as a sharp, media-savvy communicator, unafraid to go toe-to-toe with journalists or political opponents. The leap into public office. After Trump left office, Leavitt returned to New Hampshire with bigger ambitions. At just 25, she ran for Congress in the 2022 elections, aiming to represent New Hampshire's 1st Congressional district. Her campaign was bold, unapologetic, and deeply rooted in the movement she had already aligned herself with. While she ultimately lost the race, her run made national headlines largely because of her age and her unapologetic stance on controversial issues. Even in defeat, Leavitt proved she was a force to be reckoned with. She had built a name for herself, a loyal following, and credibility that most 20-somethings could only dream of. Stepping onto the national stage. In 2024, Karoline Leavitt's career took another massive leap forward. She was appointed National Press Secretary for Donald Trump's presidential campaign. This role gave her the keys to the media kingdom. Every statement she made, every press appearance, and every interview suddenly carried national and international weight. She was no longer just a young woman from New Hampshire. She was now the face of one of the most polarizing and powerful political movements in the world. The lifestyle of influence. With power comes lifestyle, and Leavitt's world today is a blend of work, travel, and luxury. While she's not a billionaire, her position gives her access to an elite lifestyle many could only imagine. She frequently travels between New Hampshire, Washington, D.C., and New York, often staying in upscale hotels and attending high-profile events. Whether it's press briefings, rallies, or private strategy meetings, her life is a constant whirlwind of cameras, speeches, and power players. Fashion also plays a role in her public image. While she often opts for professional, sharp attire, she isn't shy about embracing elegance. Tailored blazers, luxury handbags, and perfectly styled hair have become part of her polished brand, a necessity when every appearance is photographed and dissected. Unlike celebrities who flaunt their wealth on Instagram, Levitt keeps a more subtle presence. But make no mistake, the circles she moves in involve billionaires, media moguls, and political elites. This kind of visibility doesn't just make her a political figure, it makes her a brand. And like all powerful brands, it comes with opportunities, influence, and of course, critics. Balancing fame, pressure, and ambition. Life in the spotlight isn't easy. For every supporter who praises her boldness, there are critics who attack her relentlessly online and in the press. But Levitt has shown remarkable resilience. She embraces the pressure, uses social media to her advantage, and continues to position herself as one of the fastest rising political voices in America. Behind the scenes, she remains deeply connected to her New Hampshire roots. Friends and family describe her as loyal, grounded, and driven, qualities that may explain why she's been able to climb so quickly in the brutal world of politics. What's next for Karoline Leavitt? The question everyone is asking, what's next? Will she run for office again? Will she continue to serve as a media powerhouse? Could she even become a leading figure in the future of American politics? What's clear is that Karoline Leavitt's journey is just beginning. With her intelligence, communication skills, and ability to thrive under pressure, she's positioned for an extraordinary career. Whether she's behind a podium, on a campaign trail, or in front of cameras, she embodies the intersection of politics, media, and influence in a way few others can match. Karoline Leavitt may not be a billionaire, but her life reflects the luxury of access, power, and influence. From the White House to the campaign trail, from television screens to strategy rooms, she has crafted a career that's already inspiring and polarizing in equal measure. Her story is proof that in modern politics, wealth isn't just measured in dollars, it's measured in influence, visibility, and the ability to shape the future. And at only 27, Karoline Leavitt has already built a life that is as extraordinary as it is controversial. And that wraps up our look inside the extraordinary life of Karoline Leavitt, a journey of ambition, influence, and power. What do you think about her rise to the national stage at such a young age? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll always be the first to know when we drop new videos about the world's billionaires, power players, and rising stars. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.